People of Earth, how are you? Sorry we've been away. My name is Al. His name is Joe. Together we do this podcast called Kinda Right. How's it going, Joe?
Al, it's going good. Al was away because his daughter graduated from college. Congratulations, Al.
Oh, thanks, man. She did all the work. I just supplied the fucking whatever that, what is it, an X or a Y? I don't even know.
Well, and some money.
Not much, believe me.
Well, some.
Not a lot.
And she got out with an MBA, right? In 4 years? Is that right?
She has a master's in business administration and a master of science in business. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
A lot of kids there are, that's what that school's all about. There's a bunch of them who got out in 4 years with both. It's really set up for 5. A lot of them are on the 5-year plan, but some of them are on the 4-year plan. And then they have a doctor of pharmacology program that's 6 years. You just stay there and you do your undergraduate and your master's and your doctor in 6 years. So there was a bunch of them there that did that as well. We were there. They graduated 840 or 850 kids, undergrad, some associates, some bachelors, some masters, some doctors. Went to the hooding ceremony where they get their big shot. It's not even a hood. It's kind of a scarf. If you're like when you see everyone up on stage at graduation, they got the colorful gowns and shit, but they also all have scarves or whatever, a hood.
Just like the KKK meeting or something?
Yeah. It's not really a hood, though. And I found this...
Doesn't have the eyes in the hood?
No, it's not a real hood. They call it a hood. It's not a real hood. But it just kind of drapes down their back. And
it's not
the colors of your school.
It's not a pillowcase is what you're saying.
No, it has the colors of your school and the colors of whatever your discipline is, however they pull that off. So, yeah, we went down Friday afternoon, checked into the hotel, which she happened to work at a hotel for one of her internships, so she got us cheap rooms.
Hey.
Nothing really to speak of.
Now, did you and your ex-wife stay in the same hotel?
Yes, they were upstairs and down the hall. Her and Evan were upstairs, but they were only there one night. They went Friday into Saturday. Friday night was the hooding. Saturday was the actual graduation ceremony. And they just, after we all had lunch together Saturday, they took off. I stayed Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night because I helped Charlena move out Sunday. Anya took some of her shit home, too, in her car. But my parents went. They took shit home. I took shit home. It took her 4 cars to get her shit home. But the way Kat looked at it was, hey, that's 1 car per year of college. No biggie. She had a lot of shit. Plus, she had one of those RA setups where, you lived in a fucking situation with like 4 guys in Southwest, didn't you? When did you live in one of them? Was that a suite?
No, 2.
Oh, it's just 2. Okay.
Me and another guy.
All right. Well, they have these suites. Oh, that was Sylvan. That's right. They have these suites where there's your own bathroom, a little living area, and then 2 bedrooms with bunks in them. And the bedrooms are fairly decent size.
Yeah.
But when you're an RA, they have the 2 RAs for the floor in the suite, and you both get a room with 2 beds in it in the middle. So she had a lot of extra room, so she accumulated some shit.
Now, was she sad to go, or she...
It's definitely bittersweet. She had a good time up there. Yeah. And you would think, maybe she was a little fish in a big pond. She was a big fish in a little pond. She graduated summa cum laude, by the way, which is very nice. I'm not sure what her...
I think that's the top one.
It's the top one, yeah. She wasn't, valedictorian or anything. There's a bunch of them who were summa cum laude. I don't know what that means. Is that better than a 3.8 or something? I don't know. I think she had like a 3.85. The valedictorian in the class had a 4.0. And the salutatorian had a 3.996. He got an A- in 1 lab in his first freshman semester.
And think of that. you probably didn't even have to pay any money to the faculty to get your kid in.
I mean, she did it all on her lonesome, man. She honed in on that program because she knew she wanted an MBA, but she didn't want to go to school forever. You know what I mean? So she found the right program for her. Bangor's just far enough away that, you know, she had her own identity up there. She was certainly not running back and forth. Plus, she had her boyfriend that she met. I don't remember what year I don't know how long they.
What's his name? Bingo.
Yeah, Bingo, the sound engineer.
Did he graduate too?
He did, and he graduated magna cum laude, which is nice.
That's less than summa.
Yeah, there's
I used to
cum laude. There's laude, cum
Magno.
laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude.
See, I thought Magna was bigger than Summa.
No,
it just sounds bigger, doesn't it?
It does. Magna.
But it's not.
It's like they name rubbers after that. There's no rubbers called Summa.
Right. There's no Summa Magnas. Yeah, Summa rubbers.
Yeah.
Trojan Summa.
Right.
And you would think the Trojan Magna would be bigger than the Trojan Summa.
Right.
You know, if they had a Summa. But it's not.
So, like I said, Mom and Dad were up there. They stayed somewhere else. Oh, but have you done any time in Bangor?
Literally, yes. Literally. Any
Anyway.
time in Bangor is like doing time.
There's like downtown Bangor, and then Husson and UMaine are pretty close to each other. And then there's a section that's the mall, and the mall is fucking huge. It's huge, and then there's an airport.
I used to think that I liked Maine, and I hate fucking Maine.
It's just another place, man.
No, it's cold.
I'll tell you right now, I was
fucking
just going to
awful
say.
And filled with poor people.
You're up there, right? And you know how everything here is popping and everything's green, and it took a little while because it rained so much or whatever. Up there,
It's fucking
the
awful.
fucking trees are brown still. You know what I mean?
It's awful.
literally the middle of May, and they're just starting to bud. You know?
Yeah, it's awful.
It's awful. It's awful.
Bangor is as close to hell.
It's
right next to St. John, New Brunswick,
Well,
which is only like 150 miles up the road. You got to go to the airline road,
yeah.
right to that awful border between New Brunswick and Maine, which is terrible.
Well,
The whole place up there is terrible.
it is. It's terrible.
Depressing.
It's depressing. So,
A lot
to
of
answer your
suicides and
question,
poor people.
it's bittersweet because, hey, let's face it, college is the time of your life. It is what you make it, right? And she had a good time, not a party animal. She was there for fucking school and serious business. But she met this cat, Bingo, that she's still with, who might be getting a job. She's going to go wherever he wants to go, by the way, wherever he can get a job.
Whoa, that's a big change.
He has a very, he has a degree in audio post-production. So that's pretty fucking specific shit, you know what I mean? And he thought he was going to do more of the music side of it, but it's like for TV and movies, that type of audio post-production, you know? So she'll be able to get a job wherever he goes. She went on an interview yesterday. She turned down the full-time offer from her internship because it was in Bangor, and she's out. Which reminds me.
My God.
Yeah, she's like, I had a great time in Bangor. I'm not living in Bangor ever again.
No.
Enough living in Bangor.
4 years is plenty.
So the keynote.
4 years is 3.5, 3 3/4 years too many.
So the keynote speaker at graduation, and you can guess who it was. I'll give you 3 clues, and you guess who it was.
Susan Collins.
Susan Collins was the speaker at her fucking graduation. Very good, Joe. How'd you do that? So I
forgot the other name of the other senator whore from Maine.
Give her credit. She kept it short and sweet, and she kept it simple.
How much stuttering did she do?
She didn't do stuttering, but she really talks like she's got, what has she got, MS or something?
I don't know. Sounds like she's got a fucking egg beater.
Whatever
up her
that
ass.
broad, that actress broad who's on all the, whatever. She kept it simple. The main part,
she's the Michael J. Fox of the Senate.
Right. the thrust or whatever, the main idea was 2 points. First, please stay in Maine. She's saying to the graduates, basically, please stay in Maine.
Yeah.
And then the second thing, she didn't really get political, but she said, if you happen to stumble upon any zealot fucking maniacs, just tell them to tone it down a little bit. That's it. She's like, it's getting crazy out there. People on the far fringes, closer to the middle fringes now. It's just so fucking bipartisan and bipolar or whatever, whatever the fuck, bisexual. She's like, please, just...
if you click the TV off and you don't watch any of this shit, you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, no.
And I mean...
But she works in that climate, so she's going to, she did not talk politics. All she said was, please try to be straight down the middle at some point in your life.
Well, I think that's because they're all fucked.
Yeah.
That's just normal for them.
Yeah.
She lives in that grist mill, and she's apparently a Republican, but she's certainly a very moderate.
She's a Republican in name only,
but
kind of like the president. But they're not similar in their politics. That's why it's all bullshit. That there's only you could call yourself a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent, and there's just so many different shades of fucking politics and views. One day, somehow it'll happen. People will affiliate themselves differently. Not in our lifetime, I don't think so, though.
Well, I haven't paid much attention, but I like how, whatever you think about this Mueller report, it basically said there's nothing criminal here. Maybe you can look at some of this shit because, of course, if you're a dirtbag and you don't want it to end, which I believe Mueller didn't want this to end, you would say this report, this does not, as far as obstruction, it doesn't exonerate, nor does it indict the president. So you'd put a little weasel shit in there so you can keep keep the flames, the fire going.
Right.
So that beady-eyed cunts like that Adam Schiff but Nancy Pelosi, as much as she's a complete melting whore, she doesn't want an impeachment because the people they've polled the people already, and on the Democratic side, it's a big, we're tired of this.
Yeah.
Make it go away. We want to start getting back to the business of fucking jobs and, the economy's fucking booming.
Adam Schiff's not going to let it go away.
Adam Schiff's going to die with a dog cock in his ass.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking dog fucker, and I think he's gonna get raped by a pack of wolves. They're gonna smell it on him. He's gonna go on a little family vacation. This is how I envision it. Like he's gonna go into Yellowstone or something, and he's gonna go for a little walk in the woods without his family, and a pack of wolves is gonna smell that he's been fucking dogs. And of course, dogs are wolves, and the wolves are gonna say, there's a poor pooch that used to be one of us back home getting fucked by this guy. So we're going to take care of him.
Yeah.
So they're going to ass rape him, each one of them, well, the males anyway, until his asshole is bleeding, and then they're going to fucking eat him.
Right.
And they're going to bleed him out slow so he gets to see, parts of him being ripped off.
I'm woefully unprepared for the politics talk, but I think I saw somewhere along the line, didn't Don Jr. get a subpoena? Or is there talk of a subpoena? Did he actually get subpoenaed by the fucking Congress?
Yeah, but he got subpoenaed by the Republican Senate.
Oh.
Which I think Trump has said, this is over. I don't understand what the legalities are as far as like what the president can do and what he's allowed to do. But apparently it's like up to him whether if the attorney general, if he doesn't want the attorney general to go, or if the attorney general doesn't want to go, he doesn't have to go. They get to subpoena the shit out of him because they try to subpoena him in the House. And they wanted to have staff asking him questions, and he'd already been to the House, and he's like, I'm not fucking doing this.
Right.
This is a shit show that you're trying to put on here. Your questions are answered. You have the fucking redacted report. You can go and read the unredacted report if you're a member of Congress. You can go. There's a place where you can go and read it. Because their big thing now is, well, we want a completely unredacted release to the public. And it's like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's like there's things in there that, I don't know whether there's names of grand jurors or, shit like that that's never released.
Right.
So it's just a shit show because there's still, one, they're trying to cover up that Obama, because that started today. I saw that today or last night.
Oh, they started some other formal...
Well, they've started a formal...
investigation.
They have a prosecutor who's going to look into the origins of where this whole thing started.
Right.
And this is the slow, cold... So I've been watching Trump for fucking...
40 years.
40 years. And I think they played a fucking bad hand here. I'm telling you. This guy does not take this shit. He fucking wins.
Right.
And he goes after you.
So much winning.
When you fucking get under his skin, you do not want that guy as an enemy. And I think he's fucking pissed. And I think he's going to come after these cocksuckers until, it's either they did it or they didn't. But there's a lot of fucking arrows pointing at that the president and a lot of his staff, meaning Obama, and and indirectly Hillary and that whole fucking shit show over there.
That whole cabal.
She had fucking people from CNN giving fucking debate questions to Hillary, and Hillary's got more collusion with Russia than anybody.
Right.
So I'd love to see that cunt go to jail. Actually, I'd love to see her just drop dead. Wouldn't that be great if, she's walking down that street with one of them smug looks on her face, and then she just falls down dead?
I want to see her perp walked.
And that's it. Maybe perp walked and she dies while walking.
On the perp walk.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. She just fucking fails. How fucking... Never mind. I was going to say, how quick is Bill going to be dating? I think the question is who does he take? Who does he take as a date to the funeral?
Oh, he's dating right now.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's dating.
He's dating while she's flying around,
great either,
thinking of other people to blame why she lost.
Man, the presidency beat the shit out of him, man. Well, and being married to her.
I think being married to her.
Yeah, that'll fucking sap the life right out of you.
That was like a devil's bargain. Because he looks like he's already dead. Oh, Bill.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get skinny, too, when you're old. When you spend your life as a fat guy and then you get skinny.
He never looked right after that fucking bypass surgery. He was never right. He always looked fucked up.
Speaking of which, my mom lost 40-something pounds. And she looks good, but she looks old. It's weird because she always had that real bright skin. I don't know how to say it, but young-looking, snappy skin. Yeah, she's feeling better. She's looking good. She lost a lot of weight. Whew, man, but she got old since that heart attack. She's all wrinkled is what I'm saying. You know who she looks like? Wanda. Not that that's a surprise. It's her mother. You know what I mean?
Well, Wanda lived to be, 95?
93-ish. Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, she lived a long time. Oh, my mom's and my dad have both got longevity on their side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, which you would think would translate into longevity for me. But I'll tell you right now, I don't think I'm going to be... you know what I was saying the other day? I think 80 might be doable. Especially if I don't drink again. Which, by the way, I had a couple beverages this weekend. And I've discovered that it's It's just not for me anymore. I think.
Really?
I think I've just.
Oh, it's a good thing.
I think I've just. I think I'm over it. Kind of like you get over it with the cigarettes and the nicotine, which I'm way over.
Yeah, I mean, that happened to me.
I still think about it, and I still wish I could drink, but I don't think I can anymore. I don't think I can. I didn't drink in pub. I had 2 beers in public, but at the hotel room Sunday after we got Charlene moved in, I got fucking shite-hawked. Like, blackout fucking drunk for the rest of the trip. Monday riding back, because I'm not allowed to drive. Kat does all the driving. She doesn't like the way I drive. And
I don't blame her, because you do this thing where you...
The room, right?
Yeah,
everyone says
fucked.
the same thing. Everyone says the same thing. I don't notice it. I'm certainly not doing it on purpose.
Yeah,
it's
you're
weird.
out of your mind.
It's just weird. Believe me, I believe you, and I don't take offense. Everyone says the same thing.
No,
my dad,
I know.
my kids.
It's like, why do you press on your... Going,
it's like the same way that I breathe, I guess, because I have awake apnea as well as sleep apnea. It's the same way I breathe, It's just not steady. It's just me. I'm just a weirdo.
It is weird.
Yeah.
It's weird that you don't notice it, because it's so noticeable. You're going along, and it's like, why do you keep fucking feathering the gas pedal?
I don't know. I thought it came... I thought it came from... Because I drove a Standard for a long time, for about at least 15 years of my driving. You know what I mean? And I thought maybe it had something to do with that, but I don't know.
It's like a washing machine slightly out of balance.
It's not wacky, huh?
But
So anyway, I remember driving back from my...
you do it. It's not like you're trying to do it. You just fucking do it.
I'm not doing it to annoy anyone. It's just what I do.
I've been in a car enough with you.
It's weird, right? But the drive back from Maine, although it was okay, because 4.5 hours ain't that bad, especially when you have Leadfoot driving, because she drives 90. All right, on the highway, that's just that. So
they leave
it wasn't
alone
any
in
fun.
Maine too. There's not a lot of people there.
I know, but you got to be careful because they ain't got much else going on. You go through a speed trap, they will pull your ass over.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about the modern day phone GPS is it tells you when there's a speed trap ahead.
I know there's an app, right?
It just happens with my regular GPS. It goes speed trap ahead.
There's an app. It's like called Waypoint or Way something, and you.
I don't know. I'm just telling you.
I just heard it, and and it tells you where everything is.
But yeah, the hungover ride home sucked. I actually had a hangover. That's how much I drank. That's gross. So I'm over it, and until the next time I drink.
Well, look, I don't think anybody's about to give you any shit. You got to do what you got to do.
No, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Hey, your kid.
But cold beer is delicious.
She only graduates from college
Once or twice.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the old, you only get married for the second time once.
Yes, very true. There's somebody I'll tell you off the air who got divorced because I can't do it on the air.
That's cool.
But I was very surprised.
Oh.
So there's not we missed all last week. We didn't do Tuesday or Thursday. I don't remember what you had something you were doing Tuesday.
Well,
Evan. What is going on with Evan?
Nah,
he just had a little breakdown.
Yeah,
or
not like a breakdown. You had a whole, I don't know what I want to do. I think I'm going to quit work. And, it's like you can't quit and not have a job somewhere else, especially when you have 100% health care. It is. That's his only fucking benefit where he works, other than 48 hours a week built in.
But if he's not, does he have to be in college to get health care from? I thought you could get.
If you're not a full-time student, you can be on your parents' thing until you're 23, but you got to pay.
Oh, okay.
You got to pay. And it's something to the tune of like $600 a month for him or her plan.
Anna was on on Patty's health insurance until she was 26.
Yeah. All right, well, maybe it is. What I'm saying is
because
if you're a student, you could be on there, but the rates are different. if you're an 18-year-old and in the workforce
Okay.
than if you're an 18-year-old
How
student.
about if you can't find a job?
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
Maybe you just
Listen, I want the kid to have it. I want the kid working. I don't want him to be unhappy, but you got to work. And I told him I'll help you because I helped him before.
Is he thinking about going to school now?
He's thinking about school. He's thinking about the Army. He's thinking about learning another trade. He's thinking about music school, which I wanted him to do that a year ago, but he wants to be some kind of teacher. He doesn't know what he wants to do. That's where he's at. He's 18 and he's not in college.
Right.
You and I and most of our friends were in college when we were 18. So yeah, we didn't know what we were going to do, but we were in college. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You put off the whole, what am I going to do? And then I got out and did nothing anyway. Still had three part-time jobs.
Me too.
3 part-time jobs.
I didn't even graduate. I graduated like 8 years later.
Yeah, well, I barely graduated. I certainly didn't go to graduation. I wasn't going to go back up to Amherst because I graduated, over the winter. I had to go do the one extra semester, so it's not like I was going to go back up there to graduate in May with nobody that I went to class with. You know what I mean? Give a
fuck that.
I wouldn't have gone anyway.
I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah,
because it's crazy. Because there's fucking
5,000
people
at
graduating.
UMass, yeah.
Fuck that. I don't like crowds. I didn't like them then. I don't like them now. I mean, UMass is a big school.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a big fucking.
They literally graduate 5,000 people
every year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. What is it? I want to say there's 28,000 people there, but maybe it's 20.
When I was there was 25,000, including graduate students. So maybe it's 28 now, including graduates. So maybe it is more like 6 they graduate, and it's up there. It's a lot of people. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of fucking people up there.
I saw. I don't know. I don't think it was a TV clip, and it was probably a fucking Yahoo clip, something. Ann Arbor, University of Michigan. They filled that fucking stadium with. I mean, it looks like it's a fucking big-time football game, you know what I mean? Except the field is just fucking covered with all the people graduating. And they do 100,000 for a football game there. There's like 100,000 people watching graduation, too.
I wonder, what's the biggest school in the country?
Biggest graduating college? I don't know. Is your
My
computer down?
This might take over an hour to complete.
Oh, that sucks.
Repairing disk errors, it says.
Which university graduates the most undergraduates in the United States? University of Central Florida, Texas A&M, Ohio State, Florida International, and University of Florida. Isn't that funny? 3 of them in Florida.
Jesus, I would think it would be like University of Texas.
Yeah, or Michigan, like we were just saying.
Right. So University of Central Florida is big, huh?
Apparently, yeah. It is used to be known as Florida Technical University. But yeah, they have the largest enrollment, and by extrapolation, they have the largest graduating class.
Do you know who Bert Kreischer is?
Undergrads, 63,000 undergrads.
No shit.
That's bigger than most towns in Massachusetts. We might have 5 towns with more than 63,000 people in this state. You know?
Yeah.
Lowell, Lawrence, fucking Boston. I bet you fucking New Bedford doesn't have 63,000 people. Fall River might have 100 grand.
I don't know.
It doesn't really
this
matter.
Town have 60,000?
Oh, man.
I thought we were around 60,000.
Jesus, I thought we were still clocking in around 30. What is the population of Plymouth, Massachusetts? For those of you out there who still don't know where we brought, yeah, you were right on the money, Joe. 58,271.
Yeah, I thought we were 60 or pushing 60 or a little over 60.
Yeah, time for a mayor. Fuck this town meeting bullshit.
Oh, no, it's way time.
You know?
Although I'm not going to get involved. So
No, but maybe it's time for a little professional fucking management. You know what I mean?
There's fucking 300 town employees that run the entire place.
Right.
And rob us fucking
Oh,
blind.
yeah. Well, that's living in Massachusetts.
Well, it's the same thing with the universities. These fucking Marty Meehan, a man that's never run anything.
Now president of the UMass.
$750,000 a year. Fucking maggot. God. You just hope those people fucking die with festering asshole cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just... Because they're the ones responsible for leaving these kids in just huge piles of debt.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was, for a while, I thought it was the professors. I thought they were paying the professors. It's not. It's all administrative. It's all like political hack jobs.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll stick you in as fucking associate dean.
Right.
What do I do? As little as possible.
Yeah.
You fucking hide.
Yeah, right.
Don't talk to anyone because you haven't graduated from college. You don't even have a GED, but we're going to put you in there anyway and call you associate dean. Oh,
that whole
fucking crazy.
The whole academia is the current crop of Democratic people vying for the nomination are made up of quote unquote academics of some sort or another. A lot of lawyers too. We always talk about that.
Well,
but Elizabeth Warren is very chatty. Very chatty. I can't understand.
A filthy cunt.
She's still around.
Yeah, she'll be gone soon.
That's going to be fun. One by one, them getting picked off. It'll be fun because Trump will be picking them off from over on his side. They won't even get a chance to pick each other off eventually, you know?
Talk about, somebody said this and was said China, the people that run China are engineers, and the people that run the United States are lawyers. And that's why China's booming and we're floundering. And it's pretty the biggest group of fucking maggot scum ever to disgrace the planet.
Yeah.
And most of them should be executed. And most of them have never run a fucking thing.
No. And what their entire thing in life is to find loopholes. That's it. They're looking for loopholes.
They're fucking
They're not
scum.
producing anything.
Even though you do need some lawyers.
Well, you need someone to interpret what the fucking law says, I guess, and help people who, are otherwise caught up in something and they need representation. I know what you're saying, but it's just that's a
I bet you could kill
recurring theme here on Kinda Right.
70-80% of them,
and everything will be fine.
And you'd be just fine. Now you got to kill the ones that are judges and work in the courthouse too.
Yeah,
you got to kill
lawyers,
them.
Yeah.
You also have to get rid of plea bargaining. Plea bargaining is pretty much unconstitutional, and that way, if you're gonna fucking charge somebody, you have to take them to trial.
Right.
None of this. Well, we'll give you 3 years if you go and plead guilty. Otherwise, if you're found guilty by a jury, you're going to do 30. It's not, let's make a fucking deal. This is, and you got innocent people pleading to fucking things that they didn't do.
So they don't spend
because they can't afford a good lawyer,
yeah,
and they're afraid they're going to spend 30 years in jail. So these cunts and cocksuckers can build up a fucking resume of convictions based on plea bargains where they fucking goaded somebody in to taking a deal that they were too afraid not to take. And those people ought to die. Immediately.
Yep.
Immediately, I would happily, if you line them up and say, your plea bargain, how many plea bargains have you done? 50? And just shoot them right in the head.
Right.
Fat women, little young cunts right out of fucking law school. Boom, boom. Just fucking kill them. Like, put them in a trench, just like Hitler did. There is something we can learn from Hitler. We just don't do it to the Jews. We do it to the lawyers.
Do it to the lawyers. And by lawyers, like you said, we mean judges and prosecutors and a lot of defense attorneys. And we also mean legislators.
Just fucking kill them.
Yeah.
Kill them, kill them, kill them. Because they're scum. You know, at the end of the day, what are you? At the end of the day, you know, Al, you can at least say I fucking made a bunch of people's houses look better.
Yeah.
You painted a bunch of people's stuff.
Yeah.
I built, I don't know, 150 houses that people live in.
Yeah, that
what
they
is,
live
what
in
does your
and
average lawyer
raise
have to
their
say for
families?
himself at the end of the day? Oh, I sued a bunch of people, or I put a bunch of people in jail that didn't deserve to go.
I only took 33% of all those settlements.
Yeah. Some guy lost his fucking leg, and I got 33% of that.
I like when they tell their client to hold out for more money and then they get less, but the lawyer still gets 33%. There's no do not go over in that fucking
No, they
field.
just ought to be fucking executed.
Right.
And
No not to exceed in that fucking field.
it just doesn't seem to be. Well, they run everything, so that's why they get away with everything. And that's why they're scum, and that's why they should all get asshole cancer and die.
Yeah.
And probably executives of monopoly companies, executive CEOs of monopoly companies should fucking die too,
Yeah.
with the lawyers.
Together. The whole CEO thing, though. So what you're saying is somewhere along the line to becoming a monopoly CEO, there should be something that rings off in your head that says, I don't want to be a CEO of Monopoly.
Yeah. Or if I'm going to be, I'm going to really do a good job
Yeah.
because I have all the fucking cards.
Right.
And some do.
Yeah, some do.
Many don't.
Many don't. I think it's like anything else. Probably a certain...
Most don't.
You know, most people suck, too. You know what I mean? Not a lot of altruism going on
I
in
don't
the world.
know. I wonder if most people suck.
Jesus
I
Christ.
bet you'd find that most are probably decent. It's just the awful ones you see.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Just like
Kind of like that visual 10% of Congress people.
cream rises to the top, and so does shit.
So does scum. Scum goes right to the top of the
shit.
barrel, right?
Yeah.
Shit floats and scum does, too.
And so do turds. A lot of turds float. Turds, scum.
And by turd, we mean you, Cory Booker.
Oh, my God. What a fucking maggot. And stupid.
Adult.
Just fucking stupid.
Whining right now.
He's a useless cunt.
Yeah. He's actually whining about the liberal media right now.
Is he?
Yeah. Because they're not paying enough attention to him.
Yeah, he is a.
Because you're old news, Corey. That's why you were interesting 12 years ago when you were mayor of Newark. You're not
Right.
interesting as senator running. Why? What makes you interesting? You're disinteresting.
And Newark is still a fucking rat-infested shithole.
it always
after,
will be.
After he was a mayor,
Yeah.
supposedly, and he got $100 million for the school system from Mark Zuckerberg, and I guarantee he's got some of that money fucking hidden somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Guaranteed. That money, there's some money for Corey somewhere, a little Corey account.
Right.
So he's a fucking useless moron.
Yeah. Vying for the presidency. By the way.
You'll win. Keep running.
Yeah, right.
Keep running, Corey. You're going to beat Trump. You will. You'll outsmart him.
None of them are impressive, by the way. I'm not.
No,
impressed.
they're already. Even the headlines for the fucking liberal are going. They're scratching their heads, going. I just think Trump's going to be fucking president again.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, which one of these idiots is going to beat him? Yeah, you're going to have Jumpin' Joe up there putting his foot in his mouth. I mean,
It's going to have to be Hillary.
Elizabeth Warren with fucking crazy eyes.
Oh, my God.
You know, she's floating around. She went up
Hillary?
to New Hampshire and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And which is making it worse because she's taking attention away from because they're not going to nominate her. There are so many women who were so excited for a woman president, and then she lost. And there's a lot of women that are so disgusted by the fact that she did lose. They would never nominate her again.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just they don't want to go through that nightmare again. Even if you're like a lunatic Hillary fan, you're just not. You're not doing it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and run, Hillary.
Oh my God.
That would make it even more interesting.
Yeah, I think everyone's worn out.
And I mean, those debates would be great. So Hillary, which have you dug into some news correspondent that's going to give you the questions to any of these debates?
Right.
You fucking rat.
Right. I have a question for you, Mrs. Clinton. Did you get the list of tonight's questions ahead of time?
Right.
Because I didn't.
Did Donna Brazil give you the list of the questions? Oh, was it a new person?
Yeah. So what else going on, Joe?
Other than my generalized disgust for lawyers and shit. You know, it's only when I get on these subjects where I find I don't walk around with this kind of like hatred. I don't want people to think that I'm walking around angry, because I'm really not. It's just when I think about there's kids, like your kid is being put in debt by some maggot who probably was some sort of a political scumbag. Your kid's going to college. He's paying huge student loans. He's borrowing huge amounts of money so that some fucking scum, usually a lawyer, can get money that they don't deserve and live off of your kid. And then your kid gets to pay interest to some other fucking scumbag.
Right.
Until he's 47.
Right.
And these kids, for some reason, I caught this early. I knew this was going on. That's why I was able to pay for my kid's college and then built her this apartment. So she didn't have any of that, because they call it exactly what I called it, which I forget. But it's they're so indebted that they're not free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can't fucking make a move.
Right.
They're like paralyzed. They have to get a job and start paying.
Right.
And they can't think, and they can't do anything creative. And the most creative people are the people, you know. If you look at like Einstein, wrote the fucking theory of relativity when he was 26.
Right.
You know, these are the most people are their most creative in their 20s, and we're stifling the most innovative kids, and that's fucking criminal. Anybody that's a part of that, I don't know. I think you're going to I think there's got to be a hell, because there's a place those fucking people need to go.
Yeah. Well, it ties neatly into what you were saying earlier, at least, that
if I could get away with it, I would kill Marty Meehan.
you could get that worked up, huh?
I could shoot that motherfucker in a heartbeat.
And sleep.
Greedy little fuck.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the sleep part.
I'd forget all about it. I'd forget it. I'd watch his face explode. I'd smile every time if his face exploded. And now to any law enforcement I'm not going to.
You're not doing that.
I'm not doing this. I would love to.
Yeah.
If I could get away with it, I would love to. Which is not a threat.
But you can't get away with it, so you're not going to do it.
Yes. I know that I can't get away with it.
Yeah.
Because I've said it here on this program.
Right.
But I would shoot that motherfucker in the head, watch his brains blow out the back, and fucking giggle. So, I don't know. I think of all these kids, and they're starting their lives out, 100 fucking grand, 60 grand in debt. And it's awful.
Yeah.
So,
and try paying the fucking.
And you're
not getting to the principal on that any too quick.
Well, I think they pay principal, but I want to say the rates aren't even great. They're not like, it's not like floating on the fucking, there's 6% or 7 or 8%.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking, it's not good. It's not like whatever the discount rate is, which I don't know if it's in the 3s or I think it's still in the 3s or maybe the 2s. I don't know what the Fed rate is. the Fed discount rate is, but it's usually hinged on that. I mean, like I got a home equity loan that's under 4.
Right.
You know, so it should be under fucking 4. And they're paying 6. Some of them are paying 8.
Right.
And who knows? Maybe more. So, I don't know.
How did the home equity line still work where you got like 10 years before you start paying? Is it 10 and 15? How does that work these days?
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, because you just use it and pay it off as you can.
It's just there in case something comes up, like a piece of land.
Yeah, right.
I have no money. But I don't know. Hey, what time is it?
7:28. What are you all done?
Yeah, I'm
It's
tired.
okay. You look tired. You seem a little agitato.
No, I'm not really agitated. I got myself a little agitated. I think about it.
Just
I really
now?
do. Yeah.
Oh, getting worked up talking about lawyers and school loans?
Well, because it bothers me. You know, it's fucking older scum taking advantage of young people to better their own lives.
Yeah.
I just think those type of people should be fucking executed.
Yeah, especially when it's just like, hey, you had your fucking shot.
Yeah, and you
know
blew
what I mean?
it. So work at the fucking tire store where you belong.
Yeah.
You're not going to make $120,000 at the fucking, you know, the assistant to the assistant dean at some college and fuck some, you know, kid with potential.
Right.
Because you fucking held a sign for Governor Dickhead.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really what's going on here. Because, I mean, these are, you know, a lot of this is state school. You can't go to a fucking state school.
I know.
For cheap money.
I know.
I mean, you're walking out of a state school with $40,000 in debt.
At least.
I mean, never mind one of these Ivy League ones. And, you know, MIT is trying to, like, turn it around and say, this enough is enough and make it, like, tuition free.
Right.
I think they have online classes that you can take now that are accredited, that are tuition free. Because I think the real people that care, the real educators, are seeing this and going, this is fucking disgusting.
Right.
And there's just this fucking layer of scum that's, you know, like these cunt Mass State cops, these pigs. I think the ones going to jail are still going to keep their pensions.
Oh,
Isn't that great?
that's awesome. So they're going to fucking be earning interest while they're in fucking jail.
Yeah, we in Massachusetts, we have a whole bunch of, our state police is the most dirty, corrupt, well,
Law enforcement agency in the
certainly
United States of America.
dirtiest one I know of. But there was a whole troop. They say 20 guys, but more like probably several hundred knew about it. And they were filling out fake overtime slips. And, you know, so they wouldn't actually work the overtime. They would just fill out a fake slip and
Right.
collect the money.
And they were all in cahoots, which is called conspiracy,
Right.
by the way.
And I don't know why there's not a fucking racketeering thing going
There
on.
should be.
And it's both state, and the thing that got them was because they were making up fake slips on roadways where there's federal funding. And that brought the feds in, and that fucked them. So, because the feds don't fuck around because they don't have, well, you got to take care of Louis. He's Eddie's brother-in-law. They
Right.
don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, some guy comes in from Delaware. He doesn't give a fuck about Eddie.
Right.
And, you know, they tend to, that's the good thing about federal law enforcement is they don't usually know anyone in the state they're going to go to.
They don't give a shit. It's not even necessarily that they frown upon nepotism. They don't fucking even consider it.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't
Right.
give a fuck.
So, I don't know.
I mean, not that there's not nepotism on some level up there, I'm sure, but that's okay too.
So I don't want to incite violence, but if you think that you don't have much to live for and you want to do a good thing, go find a dean or some administrators and blow them up.
Especially if they have a law degree.
Or if you know a few lawyers, or where a bunch of them happen to hang out. I'm just saying.
Boy, it would probably behoove you not to hang out in a group of lawyers somewhere socially. Can you
Just saying, a pipe bomb could do a lot of good.
Oh, boy.
Nothing like a pipe bomb in the midst of a bunch of yakking lawyers to make the world a better place. I mean, can you think of it? Just watch them fucking explode in their little suits, little arrogant fucking cocksuckers.
Fucking drywall screws all up in their temple and shit.
Yeah, ball bearings fucking implanted into their brain. I'm not saying you should do this.
Right.
No,
No.
I don't want to incite. I'm just
if
saying
it happened, it would be funny.
if this happened, and say you don't have much to live for, and you're thinking of a way to go out bad, and you're gonna go and shoot them up at McDonald's instead of blowing up the McDonald's.
Yeah, right.
Get a bunch of lawyers instead.
Yeah, don't take out a bunch of poor people.
Right. They
got it
probably
rough
end up
enough.
shooting the people that you're trying to help.
Yeah.
Go blow up a bunch of lawyers instead of shooting up the McDonald's or a fucking
Preferably
music
lawyers.
festival.
Preferably lawyers who draw a check from the Commonwealth.
Yeah. Well, any lawyer will do though.
Yeah, right.
Congress people.
Yeah, well, anyone who draws, whatever. I'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. May actually be in trouble.
I know. I got to think hard about posting this show, I think.
No, we want to make sure that you don't do anything. We don't want you doing anything that would harm anyone. We're just kidding.
Yeah, it's theater of the mind, Joe.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
Why would...
I would never want to see 50 or 100 lawyers blown up all at once.
No.
I would be very distraught.
Ass raped by zoo animals and stuff.
Right. And eaten after they were ass raped.
Right.
Yeah. I'd hate to see that.
That's just outrageous to even think it.
That would ruin my day. Just fucking... How about eating asshole first?
Cory
How
Booker.
long would it take to die if Cory Booker was eaten asshole first by a lion?
Cory Booker just bent over fucking...
A
some
real
lion.
hungry lion.
Yeah.
Like one that hasn't eaten in 3 weeks.
Right.
He's fucking starving.
He'd probably tear right through that ass. You know what I mean?
But he'd live for a while, wouldn't he?
I think once you
didn't
go
bleed
into
out?
shock, I think he would experience it for a minute or two.
Yeah, a few minutes
Yeah.
of sheer terror.
Right. Oh
Well,
my God! Imagine getting eaten.
asshole first.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good way to go.
All right, we're back. Short show, but we're back.
Okay, Joe. I'll see you Thursday.
Yeah, dude.
Good night, Waterbury.